Hello, hope you're doing well, and welcome to my SMITE 2 Athena guide. Athena, the wise daughter of Zeus, arrives on the battleground not with reckless fury, but with poised discipline and unwavering purpose. She's a protector first and foremost, bolstering allies with her presence and locking down enemies with command and control. Whether she's teleporting across the map to save teammates or diving headfirst into the fray with her signature taunt, Athena thrives when she's in the middle of the action, dictating the pace of the fight. Athena is a magical melee support tank who excels at initiating fights, healing for her team, and causing disruption in every stage of the game. With a global ultimate that lets her appear anywhere an ally needs her, a reliable taunt to shut down key threats, and strong wave clear and zoning tools, she's one of the most protective and rewarding gods to master. Her strength lies not in overwhelming damage, but in her ability to outmaneuver, outthink, and outposition the enemy team at every turn. And this guide will walk you over everything you need to know to master Athena in your next game. Don't forget to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss my future SMITE 2 guides, as I'll be covering all of the characters in SMITE 2. Also do check out my Discord server if you have any questions or just want to join a friendly, non-toxic SMITE community. Now let's dive into Athena's abilities. Athena's kit is all about control, disruption, and timely intervention. Her abilities synergize beautifully, allowing her to rotate across the map, start teamfights with precision, and protect her allies through proactive plays and smart positioning. Her passive is Reach, and it adds a surprisingly strong offensive layer to her otherwise supportive identity. After casting an ability, Athena's next basic attack becomes a ranged projectile that deals increased magical damage, scaling off both strength and intelligence. It pierces through enemies and walls and can trigger item effects. And it can also critically strike. While it may not seem like much on paper, properly timing and weaving these enhanced basic attacks can significantly improve your lane presence and overall damage output throughout a match. Her first ability is Preemptive Strike, a slow charging dash that deals magical damage to all enemies hit, and it slows them as well. If she strikes an enemy god, she also gains protections for both physical and magical damage. This ability is not only your primary engage tool, but it also provides Athena with the tankiness she needs when diving into the enemy team. It synergizes well with her follow-up abilities and passive, and thanks to its slow, it's an excellent way to set up your taunt or trap enemies inside your shield wall. Her second ability, Confound, is Athena's iconic taunt. When activated, she forces enemies in a frontal cone in front of her to walk towards her for a short duration. It also deals a small amount of magical damage and slows affected targets. This is Athena's bread and butter crowd control tool, and it can be used both offensively to peel enemies off your carries and defensively to disrupt enemy combos and channeling abilities. It combos especially well with Shield Wall by holding enemies inside both phases of its damage. Shield Wall is her third ability, and it summons a formation of spectral soldiers that strike twice in a targeted area, once on cast and again after a brief delay. Each strike deals substantial magical damage and applies a slow. This is Athena's main damage source and a key part of her zoning and wave clear potential. If you land both hits, especially after a taunt, Shield Wall becomes a deadly threat even early on, and its scaling allows it to remain relevant into the late game. Finally, her ultimate ability is Defender of Olympus, one of the most unique and powerful tools in the game. Athena channels for a few seconds before teleporting to a target allied god anywhere on the map, applying a large shield, a movement speed buff to them while simultaneously crashing down with a burst of magical damage to nearby enemies. She is crowd control immune during the channel and the leap, and the damage on landing can hit surprisingly hard. Whether you're diving with your front line or saving an ally across the map, the ultimate allows Athena to impact the game globally and turn the tide of battles in an instant. Athena's toolkit rewards anticipation, timing, and map awareness. Each ability enhances her presence in a fight, and when chained together correctly, they can be devastating. Now that you understand her abilities, let's explore how to piece them together effectively in the combo section. Athena's combos are straightforward, but when executed correctly, they can completely lock down an enemy and swing a fight in your team's favor. As with many gods in SMITE 2, weaving auto attacks between your abilities is essential for maximizing both your damage and utility, especially when Athena's passive Reach empowers those basic attacks after every ability cast. Her primary engage combo is dash based and designed for full lockdown and burst. Start with Preemptive Strike to dash through your enemy and slow them, and immediately follow up with an auto attack then cast Shield Wall directly under them. This sets up the double hit potential of the Shield Wall, especially if they're slowed. Follow with another basic attack to trigger reach, and then use Confound to taunt them in place, ensuring they remain within the second strike radius of the shield wall. Finish it off with another basic attack to maximize your passive damage and keep pressure on. If you land it cleanly, most squishy enemies will have no way to respond before they're chunked or dead. Now, Athena's ultimate allows for an entirely different combo setup, especially when used to defend a teammate in trouble or to join a fight already in progress. Once you arrive with Defender of Olympus, immediately drop Shield Wall on the enemy team or highest priority threat and follow up with a basic attack, then quickly cast Confound to taunt them into your ally or into the second hit of your Shield Wall. Land another empowered basic attack, then use Preemptive Strike last to chase down any fleeing enemies or to re-engage and the fight continues. Because your ultimate grants CC immunity, this combo can't be interrupted mid-channel, making it incredibly reliable for turning the tide of battle. While Athena's combos may seem linear, the real versatility comes from when and why you should use them. Do you need to peel, dive, rotate? Her combo order can shift slightly depending on the situation, but her ability to lock down enemies while buffing your team never changes. Now let's break down which roles suit Athena best. Athena is a near perfect fit for the support role. Her kit offers everything a team could ask for: hard crowd control, global presence, peel, engage, and ally utility. Her taunt alone makes her one of the strongest tools for setting up kills or protecting carries, and her global ultimate allows her to rotate, save allies, or swing fights from across the map. She excels at initiating team fights and punishing overextension, making her a nightmare to play against when she's coordinated with her team. While not as dominant in the solo lane as in support, Athena can still hold her own quite well. Her hybrid scaling allows her to build tanky, while still dealing meaningful poke with shield wall and empowered basic attacks. Her taunt can help with jungle ganks or zoning during lane pressure, and once she hits level 5, her map presence skyrockets, using her ultimate to influence other lanes while sustaining herself with defensive items makes her a valuable utility solo pick, especially in a coordinated team. Athena in the jungle may seem unconventional, but she actually brings some useful tools to the role. Her dash provides early mobility for ganking, her taunt ensures lockdown for kills, and her global ultimate offers some of the best map pressure of any jungler. However, she does lack sustain camp clear, and she has to rely on cooldowns for damage, meaning she doesn't scale quite as well as traditional junglers when it comes to raw farming speed or 1v1 dueling, but that being said, her utility makes her viable in a gank heavy or pressure focused jungle playstyle. Athena mid is technically possible, but it's not ideal. Her lack of consistent range damage and weak wave clear compared to traditional mages puts her at a disadvantage. While her taunt and shield wall can contribute to early skirmishes, she doesn't bring the burst, pressure, or safety required to compete in lane reliably. This role is best left to more traditional magical carries. Athena should not be played in ADC. Her melee range, lack of consistent basic attack DPS, and utility focus kit make her completely incompatible with the demands of this role. She cannot contest lane pressure against ranged carries and has no real way to secure farm efficiently. Avoid this role altogether unless you're meeting with friends. With all that being said, these are just recommendations. If you found success playing Athena outside of her usual roles, that's great. Play what works and have fun experimenting. Now that you know exactly where and how to play Athena, let's talk a little bit about her build path. Athena is one of the most versatile frontliners in SMITE 2 when it comes to build options. Depending on the role you're playing her in, whether it's support, solo, or jungle, your itemization can shift dramatically. And thanks to her hybrid scaling, she can lean into strength or intelligence depending on what the situation calls for. As always, I won't be giving you an exact build since the meta changes and item balance shifts all of the time, but I will explain what stats to look for and offer suggestions based on proven item synergy. Let's start with the traditional support build where Athena truly shines. In this role, you'll want to focus heavily on protections, health, and cooldown reduction with some utility items built in. For raw defensive stats, items like Prophetic Cloak, Gauntlet of Thieves, and Hide of the Nemean Lion are core staples, giving you early durability and long-term scaling. For cooldown reduction, items like Mantle of Discord, Pridwin, and Prophetic Cloak are great options. For utility, look for items such as Amanita's Charm, Talisman of Purification, and Stampede, each of which offers team-oriented effects that help peel, sustain, or reposition your allies in critical moments. If you're playing Athena in the solo lane as a bruiser, your build should blend aggressive hybrid items, defensive utility, and just enough tank stats to survive frontline pressure. Hybrid items like Gladiator Shield, Phoenix Shield, and Shifter Shield give you strong balance of damage and survivability. Cooldown reduction remains key, and thankfully Phoenix Shield, Cridwin, and Screeching Gargoyle provide that alongside excellent utility. If you find yourself needing to lean more defensively later on in the game, rounding out your build with items like Prophetic Cloak, Mantle of Discord, or Height of the Neiman Lion will help you endure burst damage while still being a consistent initiator. Now for those brave enough to play Athena in the jungle, you'll want to focus on a damage-oriented approach that prioritizes intelligence, cooldown reduction, and penetration. You'll primarily be relying on her shield wall, taunt combos, and empowered reach autos for damage, so investing in ability power makes sense. For raw intelligence scaling, items like Book of Thoth, Rod of Tahuti, and Polonomicon are core options that will make your burst combos much more threatening. To stay active in fights, cooldown reduction items like Chronos Pendant, Spear of Desolation, and Gem of Focus keep your abilities flowing. In terms of penetration, you're limited in options, but Obsidian Shard is by far the strongest choice, with Totem of Death being a viable option if you're speccing super hard into cooldown reduction. And lastly, Athena can even be built into a strength critical strike chance based build. This build emphasizes damage from her empowered reach auto attacks, as well as aggressive melee trades. You'll want to stack strength early with items like Transcendence, Jotun's Wrath, and Hydra's Lament, all of which amplify your auto attack cancels and give you a strong early cooldown. From there, fill out the rest of your item slots with critical strike chance items. Musashi's Dual Blade, Demon Blade, Rage, and Deathbringer all synergize surprisingly well with Athena's empowered auto attacks. Now remember, these items are just suggestions. They depend on variables like your team composition, enemy threats, and how your match is unfolding. Items are consistently being buffed, nerfed, or reworked, but stats remain consistent, so no matter what the meta is doing, just focus on building the stats that are right for your character. And of course, if you want any help with builds, have any questions, or just want a chill, non-toxic place to play SMITE, then make sure to join our Discord server. We've got a great group of people who always are happy to share tips, feedback, or even queue up for a few matches. And you've reached the end of the guide, but I did want to leave you off with some tips and tricks to help you out the next time you play Athena. Tip number 1 is be proactive with Defender of Olympus. Athena's ultimate Defender of Olympus is one of the most impactful global abilities in SMITE 2, but only if you use it early enough. Don't wait until your teammate is already dead or the fight is nearly over. Instead, watch your minimap consistently and look for moments where your presence can tip the scales. Whether it's reinforcing or a collapsing lane, saving an ally from a dive, or joining your jungler for a counter gank, this ability rewards strong map awareness and divisive action. Up next, weave auto attacks between abilities. Athena's passive reach makes her auto attack significantly more meaningful than most other tanks. After every ability cast, her next basic attack becomes a ranged piercing strike with increased magical damage, with this effect being able to apply item effects and even critically strike. Weaving these empowered basic attacks in between ability use is key to maximizing her lane pressure, poke, and jungle clear. Think of your rotation as ability, auto attack, so on and so forth. It's clean, efficient, and deadly when timed well. Moving on to tip number 3, track ally cooldowns for setup with big plays. Athena Confound is one of the strongest initiation tools in the game, but its true power comes when it's used in sync with teammates' abilities. Keep an eye out for your ally cooldowns. If your mid laner's ult is up or your ADC is ready to burst, look to taunt enemies into their combos. A well-timed taunt can win a team fight outright, but only if your team is ready to follow up. Communication and timing is key. And finally, use your taunt on key targets, not just anyone. Athena's taunt is a powerful form of hard crowd control, and wasting it on the wrong target can cost your team a kill or even a fight. Use Confound to interrupt priority threats, enemy assassins diving into your backline, mages about to channel their ult, or carries who are trying to reposition. Don't just taunt whoever's closest, identify the biggest threat in each fight and shut them down. And that's it, you've reached the end of my Athena guide. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out my other SMITE 2 guides and subscribe for more content. If you have any questions, join my Discord server for more tips and a friendly community of SMITE players. And finally, follow me on Twitch if you want to watch me play SMITE live or ask any questions directly. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye!